1 year has passed since the Boston Marathon bombings. 3 people were killed and more than 260 were injured in the tragedy. It marked the deadliest terrorist attack in the United States since 9/11. The citywide manhunt paralyzed Boston for days. The event triggered an outpouring of compassion and grief from around the world, which continues today. A memorial service was held early inside Boston's Heinz Convention Center, a few blocks from the attack. A moment of silence was observed at 2:49 p.m., the time of the first explosion. Vice President Joe Biden spoke at the ceremony.
You are Boston strong. But America is strong. Unlike you, all around America. That's what makes us so proud of this city and this state. What makes me so proud to be an American. It's that we have never, ever, ever yielded to fear. Never.
Joining me now is Mike Barnicle. He is an MSNBC contributor, former Boston Globe columnist, and Joel Steinhaus. He is the chief of staff to the chairman at Citigroup. He ran in the marathon last year, and he will participate in the race again next week. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
You were in the city today that you love.
I was indeed, and it was a very mellow feeling in the city today. The overcast weather probably helped the atmosphere. Sort of a gray day, but people were optimistic, filled with hope about the upcoming race to be run this coming Monday, and a lot of thoughtful people walking around the city of Boston today, remembering things that occurred obviously a year ago today. But the sense of hope and the sense of resilience and the sense of optimism was palpable.
But clearly there is a sense of, as we have attributed to Boston, a sense of resilience that was there, and it was proven to be there. What more did we learn about Boston in this?
I don't know that it's just restricted to Boston, Charlie. I think it's what we learned about ourselves. That you know, it's easier to focus on doing well for others, on paying it forward for others, than it is on obsessing about the evil that was committed. And I think a lot of that had to do with what occurred in the immediate aftermath of the bombing. Everyone was very fortunate, all of the maimed, all of the injured, and of course, obviously, the 3 people who died at the explosion that day were beyond help. But they were all right there within a mile of 4 of the finest hospitals in the country. And the immediate response of the paramedics, of all the EMTs, and of the firefighters is a particularly poignant element to today's anniversary, and it involves the firehouse on Boylston Street, perhaps 300 yards from the finish line, engine 33, ladder 15. One of the firefighters working that day 1 year ago today was a young firefighter, 33 years of age, Marine Corps combat veteran, Michael Kennedy, ran the length of Boylston Street toward the finish line, toward the maimed, toward the wounded, toward the injured, toward where the explosions had just shattered people's eardrums and shattered the nation eventually. He died in a fire, fighting a fire in the Back Bay 3 blocks from the finish line 2.5 weeks ago. So there were a lot of thoughts going on today about the people who helped, and about what helping people means. It's easier to help people, really, and it's more healthy to help people than it is to hate.
I've seen one remarkable story of individual recovery after another.
Yeah.
You know, people who thought they would never dance again because they lost a leg.
I mean, you saw people carted away that day. Joel was close to the action that day running when he was stopped, but you saw people carted away that day that you thought would not make it. And here they are.